The 2016 Cadillac Escalade is the best SUV for you if you want to make a statement. Maybe political correctness? Never heard of it. There I go. Is it possible to talk about this thing without assigning a motive to the people who buy it? The Escalade is 6,000 pounds of truck-based toughness with a 420 horsepower V8, but its real strength is the power to provoke. How, though, does it fulfill its less perturbing purpose, to transport you in comfort and style? The answer may surprise you. I'm Chuck Giametta. Join me for a car preview video review of the 2016 Cadillac Escalade. This is the sophomore season for an all-new Escalade launched in model year 2015, along with its redesigned cousins, the Chevrolet Tahoe and Suburban, and the GMC Yukon and Yukon XL. The 16 Escalade gains a feature rivals and many less expensive vehicles have had for years: the ability to automatically steer itself back if you stray from your lane. And there are updates to the infotainment interface called the Cadillac User Experience, or CUE. It's faster and now accesses Android Auto and Apple CarPlay with Siri, duplicating your phone's screen on the standard 8-inch dashboard display. Unaltered is the in-your-face styling. The body is shared with its GM siblings, but nothing else looks quite like an Escalade. The grille seems inspired by sword blades. LEDs create distinctive razors of light in front. LED tail lamps suggest the fins of classic Caddies. And the cabin of this fourth-generation Escalade strives for world-class design and materials. It's 17 feet long, 6 feet tall, and nearly 7 feet wide, but this is the smaller of the two body styles. The Escalade ESV is longer by nearly 2 feet. Like the similarly sized Chevrolet Suburban, it's a tight fit in most residential garages. Both body lengths come in base, premium, luxury, and platinum trim. Each seats 7 or 8 and comes very well equipped. Leather upholstery and 12-way heated and cooled front seats are standard, so are heated second-row seats. The steering wheel is heated too, and like the pedals, is power adjustable. CUE and a navigation system are included. Amenities expand as you climb the model ladder, culminating in the Platinum's exotic woods, Napa leather seats, dash and doors, massaging driver's seat, dual-screen DVD, and cooled center console. 22-inch wheels, standard on Premium and Platinum, are optional in place of 20s on the other models. Either way, it's at least a 20-inch climb into this body-on-frame SUV. Powered running boards help. They're a $1,750 option. All models come with a hands-free power liftgate, though the load floor is more than 3 feet off the ground. The third row powers up and down, and the second row drops automatically. Carrying much of anything behind the last row, though, requires the ESV, where there's nearly triple the cargo volume. Hauling butt is not a problem with any Escalade. The sprint to 60 takes around 5.5 seconds, and power is delivered smoothly and promptly from any speed. Every big General Motors SUV has a V8, but exclusive to Escalade and to Yukon's Denali flagship is this more powerful 6.2-liter. It works splendidly with the 8-speed automatic transmission. Rear-wheel drive is standard. $2,600 brings full-time 4-wheel drive with low-range gearing. The engine can run on 4 cylinders, but fuel economy is not a selling point, and GM recommends premium octane gas. Handling and ride remind us this is a full-size truck that can pull an 8,000-pound trailer. On smooth surfaces, it handles quite well, with light but accurate steering, modest body lean, and good grip, especially with those massive 22-inch tires. But Escalade and its GM siblings are hamstrung by their solid rear axle. Every rival has a more modern and sophisticated independent rear suspension. GM's SUVs can't absorb bad pavement as well, and worse, suffer some tail skitter in bumpy turns. Cadillac fights back with magnetic suspension control, but can't overcome the unseemly manners of that rear suspension. A sport mode intended to help handling just makes the ride more jittery. All this is experienced from a cabin that's very quiet, even at highway speed, but also one that falls just shy of world class. Materials quality is faultless, with various woods, including unvarnished veneers, supple surfaces, and suede-like accents. It's in the details Cadillac doesn't run with the likes of Mercedes-Benz, Range Rover, Audi, even Infiniti. They don't share window switches and secondary controls with Chevy pickup trucks. Escalade's virtual gauges look neither cutting-edge nor classy, and Q sacrifices ease of use for someone's idea of style. There are some premium-class faux pas, too. The sunroof is puny, for example, and while designers conceal the rear wiper from outside observers, they compel Escalade's driver to see defroster wires with every check of the mirror. A $2,000 upgrade, this Kona brown leather complements these impressively comfortable seats. But we think Escalade drivers deserve a console-mounted gear shift rather than this more commonplace column lever. Room in the second row is good, and while these seats recline, they don't slide. These buckets are a no-cost option in place of a 3-passenger bench. The setup would feel more special if you could get a center console. That does allow passage to the third row, where space is very tight in regular length models. ESVs have more knee room, but all versions of this SUV are compromised by a floor shaped to clear that bulky axle. Escalade outsells every other Cadillac, and that's not because it's the only Cadillac without letters for a name. This is essentially a brand within the brand. It attracts buyers who won't consider other Cadillacs and who, on average, pay more than $80,000 for their Escalade. Base prices are squarely in the premium strata, while a loaded ESV Platinum breaches $100,000. Yes, that's some 30 grand less than a supercharged long-wheelbase Range Rover Autobiography, but still a solid $20,000 more than a comparably equipped Yukon Denali XL or fully optioned Lincoln Navigator L. Critics call it vulgar and worse, but we prefer to think of Escalade as Mount Rushmore, audaciously conceived, monumental in scale, and hopelessly American. For more on this and other cars, trucks, and SUVs, go to CarPreview.com and please subscribe to our Car Preview YouTube channel.